This is Laurie Moore-Moore with Texas Brave and Strong. Tidbits of Texas history you never learned in school. Today's episode, Soldier of Fortune fights for Texas. German warrior becomes a Confederate hero. German-born Augustus Karl Buchel was a small, quiet man with the giant heart of a warrior. Neatly dressed in his brass-buttoned, distinctly European uniform with its elegant decorated sleeves, and sporting slicked-back hair, a small tidy mustache, and a saber, Augustus Buchel must have stood out from the ragtag soldiers of the 1st Texas Cavalry Regiment he commanded during the Civil War. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Few, if any, officers in the Civil War could claim a military resume as impressive as could Augustus Buchel, who served and fought under the flags of 6 nations. Buchel was born in 1813 in Hesse, Germany, and entered a Prussian military academy at age 14. At 18, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in a local volunteer regiment. Subsequently, he trained at the military school in Paris and joined the French Foreign Legion. By 1837, he was fighting in the Spanish Civil War, and in 1838 was decorated and knighted for his bravery by the Spanish Queen Maria Cristina. Continuing to seek adventure, he spent several years as a military instructor in the Army of the Ottoman Empire and was promoted to colonel. Offered the rank of general if he would convert from Christianity to the Muslim religion, he said no, resigned, and returned to Germany. Although the facts are uncertain, he apparently had a reputation for dueling and may have decided to leave Germany for Texas after killing a dueling opponent. Duel or not, in 1845, he joined the flood of German immigrants sponsored by the German Immigration Company and sailed to the new state of Texas, settling in what became the town of Indianola. He was soon back in the business of war. The Mexican-American War flared, and a year after arriving, he raised a U.S. Army company, the 1st Regiment of Texas Foot Rifles, and became its captain. Later, he was promoted to major. During the Battle of Buena Vista, he served General Zachary Taylor as aide-de-camp and was also recognized for his bravery during the battle. Following the war, he was appointed Collector of Customs at Port Lavaca, Texas, and served in that role for a number of years while also conducting a building supply business with a partner in Corpus Christi. In September of 1859, he organized the Indianola Volunteers to fight Juan Cortina, a Mexican rancher who with a band of Mexicans raided Brownsville in South Texas and proclaimed a Republic of the Rio Grande, raising the Mexican flag. But Buchel's volunteers didn't get the opportunity to fight. When the Civil War started in 1861, Buchel joined the Texas militia. He was soon appointed lieutenant colonel of the 3rd Texas Infantry, serving in South Texas. Later in the war, he was promoted to colonel of the 1st Texas Cavalry, in command of the Sabine District of Texas. Here, he and his troops played an important role in coastal defense. Buchel harried the U.S. blockade fleet, protected blockade runners, and handled prize ships. When in 1863 it appeared Texas would be attacked by the Union along the state's Red River border, Buchel's regiment was sent to Louisiana to defend the border. When 20,000 heavily armed federal troops tried to capture Niblett's Bluff, Louisiana, on the Sabine River, one of the most important river crossings and shipping points in the region, Buchel's regiment held fast. The following year, the regiment successfully defended Caney's Bayou in Texas from federal gunboat attack. During April of the 1864 Red River Campaign to save Texas from invasion, Buchel's regiment routed a federal ambush at Pleasant Hill, Louisiana. However, while leading his troops in a dismounted charge, Buchel was mortally wounded. He was taken to Mansfield, where he died several days later and was buried. He had been designated a brigadier general, but died before his appointment could be confirmed. Later, a detachment of his cavalry took his body to Austin, where it was reburied in the state cemetery. In recognition of his service, the state provided an impressive stone. Lieutenant Governor Fletcher Stockdale delivered the eulogy. In 1887, the Texas legislature passed an act creating Buchel County in West Texas, with the town of Marathon to serve as county seat. The county was never organized, and in 1889, Buchel County was absorbed by Brewster County. Augustus Carl Buchel was called unassuming, courteous, and gentlemanly. He was a linguist fluent in 7 languages, but most of all, this German turned Texan was a soldier of fortune, a warrior, and a true Texas hero. This has been Laurie Moore-Moore with Texas Brave and Strong, the best little podcast in Texas. Be sure to check out my book, Gone to Dallas, The Storekeeper, 1856 to 1861. Thanks for listening. Y'all come back.